Good morning. It is day one after our long trip to Montana. So happy to be here. And I just wanted to show you the sign that my husband made in honor of our daughter, Sky. It's Sky Country is the name of the house. Here we are at the one-room Sula School, which was built in 1897. Students from the valley went to school when they could, and all grades were taught together. These are the wooden desks, and you could keep your books on the inside right here. And then on the outside, you kept extra pens and pencils in this hole right here. And then the one you are using would sit right in here. Here is a chalkboard in the back of the classroom. And it's a black board that the teacher would use to write all her lessons on. The class of 1987, the teacher was Miss Drysdale. And she has some important facts on her board. Montana is the 41st state in the Union. The state of Montana population in 1890 was 142,924. That is not a lot of people. That was 1890. And on the bottom here, it tells the population in the 1930s, which was 537,606. Do you think the population went up or down? Desk in the corner of the room by itself. And this desk were for students who needed some time out to think. This right here is called a pot-belly stove. And it has a round middle like a belly. And this would keep the schoolroom warm all winter. They would open it up and put wooden logs in it, light the logs on fire, and the warmth from the logs burning would warm up the entire classroom. The classroom has a second bulletin board, and they left some interesting facts on the board for us. It says the governor of Montana in 1890 was Joseph K. Toole. And in 1939, the governor of Montana was Roy E. Ayers. The president of the whole United States at the time in the 1890s was Benjamin Harrison. And in 1939, the president of the United States was Franklin D. Roosevelt. In another corner of the room was the class library and textbooks. These were all the books that the students would come here, take books off the shelf, and that would where they would work on their lessons from. And as you get up close, you can see that these are some very, very old books. Now we're on the second shelf. Some very old books. Oh, and these books on the third shelf, they're even more tattered. They've been here a long, long time. So, in the library, I found a newspaper, the Rocky Mountain Husbandmen. The headlines read, Montana's first circus was in, can't read that word, in 1882. So this newspaper, the date on this newspaper, zoom in right here. from Great Falls, Montana, Thursday, December 11th, 1930. This is an old newspaper. This is the school bell. When it was time for the students to come into class at the beginning of the day, you would hear this big bell ring. It's very different than the buzzers that we hear at school when it's time to change classes or school is over for the day. So they did not come into the building unless they heard this bell. Here's a little closer view of the Sula school bell. It says Sula School, established 1897, open to the public. And all the way down here it says, stop and ring the bell. Let's ring the bell. I'm gonna come up closer. Closer. Oh, it might get really loud. Hold your ears. I'm gonna ring. I have to push this big piece right here, back and forth, back and forth. And that was the bell. That was the school bell. That was so loud.